Hi, I'm Miles Protter, and today I'm going to talk about how to transform situations where people are getting in our way into opportunities. How do we do that? By learning to speak their language. So let me start with a story. A colleague of mine, he is a senior marketing executive with a very large global tech firm. And he was kind of complaining to me recently of his frustration of having a number of marketing proposals rejected. So here he is trying to break into a new industry with no resources. Like, it just makes the job impossible. And his boss can't help, and other senior people he's talked to, they can't help. It just seems like, raising a tiny amount of money just to do some marketing just can't be done, right? So he's so frustrated, and I agreed, let's chat about it. Let's see how we do, okay? So the first thing we did was to shift the focus of the problem away from things he has no control over, like those people who won't approve his proposal, towards something he does have control over, himself, his attitudes, his actions. Secondly, he needed to figure out what those guys up there, right, who won't approve his proposal, what do they need, okay? What's important to them? So I asked him, well, what's their accountability? And he said, well, sales. So then the penny dropped for both of us, right? So what's the driver for salespeople? Sales. And what do they need from him? They need him to fill their pipeline. So it may sound like semantics, but it's not. It's a shift in context. What do I mean by that? Well, context is a set of attitudes, beliefs, perspectives that define our place in the world and how we look at the world. And we're always operating from a context, whether we know it or not. And how do we shift it? There's 3 steps we need to take. So the first step, all right, is to admit it when we feel stuck or thwarted. And as I said before, shifting the attention, just doing that alone shifts the attention away from blaming someone else onto myself. I am stuck. It's like you're saying the problem is actually sitting over here with me. The second aspect, okay, the second step is we've got to reject the fixed mindset that it's all going to hell, okay, that kind of resignation, that frustration. And instead, we've got to adopt a growth mindset, to use a term from Carol Dweck. And a growth mindset is learning how to grow our way into a solution, how to develop ourselves. What do we need to learn, all right? And in my experience of working with more than 10,000 people over 30 years, is that the only way to do this, to shift the mindset, our own mindset, is to have a conversation with someone else, someone we can trust, someone who understands, who will listen. And thirdly, okay, we need to try to understand the other person's context. Don't blame them. What do they need? What's important to them? Are we trying to speak marketing and they speak sales? Are we speaking engineering and they speak financial controls? Right? So, and it doesn't mean like to give up our perspective, but it means to include the other perspective and stand above both of them and try and figure it out from there. I hope this has been helpful for you. If you're needing to shift the context you're in and you'd like to have a conversation, please get in touch with me. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.